A lot of faceless niches sound good on paper, but in reality it's hard to get views and hard to make any money. These 9 YouTube niches pay better than you think, even if you're a beginner and you've never made a video, and they can be done 100% without showing your face. First up is looks maxing. Yeah. It's a niche that's exploding, especially amongst young men, and it's very controversial, and the top looks-maxing celebrity Clavicular has become one of the most Googled men on the planet in a matter of months. Historical search data shows massive growth over the last 3 years, and a huge jump in 2025, especially for looks-maxing. And even though it's about looks, which sounds funny, you don't have to show your face. And you don't need to be attractive or be a looks-maxer at all. Top channels in this space are being run faceless with clips, guides, and transformations, helping other people looks-max without showing their face. It's still really early and unsaturated in some spaces, and I do see a strong future for this niche even after the trend is over. And if you're wondering why, it's because it's very emotional and people care about their appearance. And 2, transformation content has very strong viral potential, meaning whether in fitness, business, or looks. And looks-maxing is kind of perfect for delivering that transformational content from ugly, I guess, to good looking, etc. And that content can easily go viral, which leads to high ad revenue from views, but also monetization by promoting skincare products, supplements, all types of stuff. And some even sell coaching, although for a faceless channel, I'm not sure that's the best approach. I recommend just becoming an affiliate and getting paid a commission for promoting programs that already exist from other top looks-maxers that actually do show their faces. I'll give this niche an 8.5 out of 10. It's gonna start dying down in a year or so after the first hype is over, and it will become harder to go viral in this niche, so I do recommend starting now if that's your thing. Next up is stop watching, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of men and women are addicted to watching adult content, and one of the membership websites alone generated 7.2 billion in revenue per year, and that's only a small part of a giant industry. It's a bad thing, it can hijack the brain, lead to guilt, anxiety, and harm relationships, and many people turn to YouTube for help and community to help deal with these issues. Now, here's the thing, right? Faceless creators actually have a huge advantage here, because people are generally ashamed of this topic, which I understand, and creators kind of avoid this space, meaning that it's way less competitive compared to other niches, because people don't really want to talk about it. Now, YouTube, of course, is not all about views, it's how you monetize your views, and a channel over here with fewer views in a better niche can make more than a more viral channel here. But in this niche, for example, you can promote blocking apps, which stops people from accessing these websites, or courses, communities to stop this behavior. And the best part, I guess, is you're actually helping people solve a real problem, you're doing something good. And it's not like a trend, this problem is always gonna exist, unfortunately, so it's an evergreen, permanent niche, letting you build a long-lasting channel and monetize it. 8.5 out of 10 score as well. The next faceless YouTube niche that pays better than you think is gonna be travel. Now you think travel, Lucas, no chance. It's saturated, you need to be out traveling, and it's hard to monetize, especially as a faceless creator. Wrong. The big problem with a travel channel are all the expenses, because traveling takes time, right? You gotta travel. It's really expensive. And let's say you're somebody like Bald and Bankrupt. No, I mean the actual YouTuber, the famous guy. And you wanna film a series in Thailand. Well, first of all, you need a flight to Thailand. You need the accommodation, food, activities, and hopefully a flight back from Thailand, unless you're staying there forever. And that's thousands of dollars in total. Now, the smart travel YouTubers are obviously like squeezing in content and more videos and visiting other countries nearby, but it's still really expensive, as you can understand. And many travel YouTubers are actually kind of broke. Probably not this guy with millions of subs, but a lot of them are. So you, as a faceless creator, have a huge advantage. You have no travel costs. You can create and publish content for free about traveling. But obviously the elephant in the room is you can't film travel content without traveling, right? So your focus has to be different than what they're doing. Can you make a vlog on the beach talking to locals? Probably not. But can you do travel tips, research, hacks? Yes. And these channels already exist. The secret is find an underserved niche and focus on that one little travel niche. Don't do like travel tips, do Thailand travel or Mexico travel tips for a very specific audience. These videos are getting thousands of views, check it out right here, and can easily be made faceless. You can then become an affiliate for Skyscanner or flights or hotels, eSIMs, etc. and it's a pretty fun niche if you like to travel, of course. I run a channel in this exact niche, or kind of used to run it, and it does pretty well. And if you want to know more how you can start channels like these, check the description and see if we can work together. Okay, moving on. Have you seen this channel, Real Life Lore, or this channel, Caspian Sea Report? There are hundreds of these channels, all completely faceless, talking geopolitics. Here's what they do. They write a script, show some animations on the screen, mostly Google Maps or map, and they talk about news, politics, conflicts, so on. A lot of people are going to tell you to start a channel like this. Don't do it. You're doomed to fail. It's, in my opinion, a pretty bad niche because it's super competitive and their video quality is so extremely high after all these years. Plus, geopolitics is kind of hard to monetize. It's hard to get any sponsors. Nobody wants to be on that content except like NordVPN and Raid Shadow Legends. So instead, go away from the competition into economics. Now, economics, I know the niche sounds really boring, but it's much better for monetization. And especially if you can kind of automate your channel eventually and outsource, you don't need to worry about the fact that it's boring. And think about it. If you're a sponsor or you're a company, what channel would you prefer? A chaotic channel talking about wars and conflict, or teaching economics and finance? Trust me, that CPM is like here compared to here. It's so much higher, and you get better brand deals, better affiliates, better sponsors, everything. This channel, Economics Explained, is a pretty good example, but still some of the videos are more towards geopolitics, but I guess the niches are closely connected, so whatever. Now, I see a gap in the market right now that I want to share with you. People in the US, in Europe, and other countries are very worried about the economy for various reasons. A great faceless channel I would start myself right now is focusing on one of these countries or one of these markets. The European economy, the American economy. Pick one and just make videos on that economy. You can even pick a smaller country if you want to, and that niche is enough to build a massive faceless channel. You start small, you start niche, and eventually you can expand if you want to. But you want to find that niche where you can compete and where you can win first. Don't overcomplicate it. There are still plenty of gaps in the market for faceless creators who think smart, who analyze using data, who have experience, or get help by people with experience to find these niches. 8 out of 10. Okay, moving on, we have software. This is kind of a boring niche, but it's like the best niche ever for affiliates. If you make videos about software, like a program or something you use, you attract users of that software or future buyers/users of that software that are very interested, obviously, right? But here's the incredible thing. Many of these programs have an affiliate system, meaning if your viewers buy the software, you get a small commission or a pretty big commission. And even better, the commissions in software are often reoccurring, because if somebody buys a car, well, you're getting a one-time commission, and you're probably not going to be selling cars on YouTube. But if somebody buys a software, that commission is often reoccurring, meaning as long as they keep using the software, you keep getting a commission. Now that could be 10%, 30%, 50%, and for expensive software, that can be an important amount. Like, you see what I mean? If it's 50% of an expensive software, that's pretty good. Okay, but Lucas, how do I do this? Let me show you exactly what to do. Software is way too broad. Focus on one domain and one problem, like software for YouTubers. Well, then there's research, editing, clipping. There's a whole bunch of tools in that software for that specific audience, and everything is relevant to them. You could review it, compare, etc. You want to find an audience where you can then promote different softwares, or just one software if it pays really well, and you want people to come back week after week by focusing on one specific niche. For example, in marketing, there are a lot of people who make marketing tutorials and then promote a specific marketing software because that audience is literally the perfect fit for that software, and they're just making videos helping people out, and some people buy the software, so it makes a lot of sense. And your views can be pretty small if you're in a good software niche because they're worth a lot per view. Now, next up, would you like to talk protein powder and bench press all day? Or Pilates, yoga, and martial arts, whatever. Fitness is a huge niche, and people think that fitness is kind of dead, that it's too competitive. Wrong, quite the opposite. Fitness is still one of the strongest faceless niches out there because it's part of the big three: health, wealth, and relationships. It's a niche that's very important to people that they always come back to, and it's evergreen. But everyone makes a huge mistake, and if you can fix this mistake, that's how you build a successful channel in the fitness niche. You need to go much deeper into the niche than you think. For example, bodybuilding, pickleball, or you pick one martial arts like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or boxing. But I even recommend going more niche when you start. For example, supplements, which is kind of like a niche in fitness, in bodybuilding. And the deeper you go, the better the sponsors and more relevant and higher per view CPM you'll get as well, both from sponsors and from Google themselves. I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. Depends on the fitness niche. Some are very good and some are honestly awful, I'll be honest. Next up is going to be makeup. Now, if you search for makeup tutorials on YouTube, you will find videos with millions of views non-stop. And here's the funny part. The audience for makeup and beauty products is mostly women, right? And those running faceless channels, according to my numbers, are mostly men. Do you see the issue? They have a blind spot here. Men don't really understand how big the beauty niche is. They think, oh, bodybuilding, that's a big niche, because that's what they know. Have you seen the makeup companies? Have you seen the beauty niche, how big that actually is? And regardless of your gender, it doesn't matter. You can start a faceless channel on beauty and makeup. And if you are one of my scarce female viewers, I think like 15-10%, something like that, you most likely have a huge advantage here over men, so use it. So how do you create content for the makeup niche when you're a faceless creator? Well, the easiest options right now are kind of going to be AI avatars, but you have to do it right. There's a lot of AI slop out there as well, and that's not going to work long term. You can also do comparisons, compilations, like before and after, include celebrities. The viral potential here is definitely top. Now, I will be honest, it's a bit harder to monetize if you're going to keep it 100% faceless without hiring somebody or just using an avatar, let's be honest. But you can still promote brands to some extent and use ad revenue as well and do quite well in this niche. The next faceless YouTube niche that pays better than you think is going to be the Big Brother niche. Now, I created this name myself, but it's an amazing YouTube niche. And you can start this using your own voice or a generated voice and some gaming clips. That's it. Pretty much no editing. It's just really easy. In today's society, most people are somewhat isolated, mostly because of technology and the amount of time we spend inside on our screens, and that definitely includes myself. I spend way too much time on the screen. And people crave connection with others who understand them and share their values. And that's why a lot of normal people, regular people, are exploding on YouTube. They're not, polished influencers, media-trained people. They're just normal people talking into the mic about their life problems or their life lessons for other people to listen. And most of them are actually faceless, putting a video game or something to distract the viewer while they kind of have a talk like it's a podcast. So the viewers can watch that video game and there's kind of like the video while they talk. And I call it Big Brother channel because you're kind of like a big brother or sister to your viewer. Now, if you do this, I recommend focusing on a specific life problem rather than just being scattered all over the place. Focus on relationships, mental health, personal finance, and define if you're going to focus on guys or whatever you're going to focus on, your niche. Although for this niche, it's definitely a male-dominated audience, but it just depends. There's, of course, various aspects. And here's kind of the funny and bizarre part. You will get views mainly from complaining in this niche. So if you're in finance, for example, talking about how everything's getting expensive, that's going to work. How it's hard to get a job, that's going to work. Because it really is, but also because complaining gets views, and that's just the way it is. Now, be careful, don't overdo it though. You don't want to build like a channel just on complaining, but it's a pretty good way to get views, especially when people are kind of upset about things, as is the case in our current society. Now, the big advantage of a Big Brother channel is connection. Because you build a close relationship with the audience, you're building a more stable channel regardless of what happens to the niche, and people want to listen to you specifically, and people are kind of more likely to buy as well and be interested if you build an email list, if you do something else, because they actually care about the channel. But I will say though, it's obviously harder to get that connection if you're like a faceless makeup channel with no persona. And in this niche, it's kind of accepted to be a little bit more private and not, show your face. So it's quite normal as well. And then we have psychology. Now, psychology is kind of like a type of the Big Brother channel. I've seen this go viral for the past decade, and it's evergreen, always in demand, and really easy to make content for. So the secret here is to pick a specific problem or emotion, like ambition or loneliness, and create content about that specific problem or issue and how you became more ambitious, hacks to wake up earlier, or how you dealt with anxiety, how you dealt with loneliness, 7 ways, blah, blah, blah. This is a more personal niche, so it depends on how personal you want to go. And you also have to be careful because we're kind of here to help people and build something long term. And you're not a psychologist, you're just a friend sharing experiences, so keep that clear as well. It's quite easy to monetize with sponsors like BetterHelp, affiliates, etc., or selling your own course, ebook, templates, whatever. But honestly, the secret to YouTube is that all these niches that I mentioned work. So get a plan and start now, and check out this video where I show you how to actually get views on your faceless channels, because that's a big part. No views, no fun. Let's fix it. Click there. I'll see you.